Hello, Instagram and YouTube. Guys, welcome to this week's version of Let's Talk ADHD with Dana K. Now, if you're tuning in live, let me know where you're tuning in from. I am in sunny Seattle. You can see the sun is shining through today, which is amazing. Um, uh, Let me know what the weather is like there. Now, a supplement that can be as effective as medication at reducing ADHD symptoms. Is that a wish that you thought you can find? Did you ever wish that? I know I did back in the day. I wish that I could find a supplement that could be as effective as the methylphenidate, which my son was on, which was a common prescription that probably many of your kids with ADHD are on. If you've ever wished something like this, you're definitely not alone. Now, stick around because what I'm about to share is going to give you some information about one of my absolute favorite supplements for ADHD. Now, before we get started, I want to introduce myself to those who may not have met me yet. My name's Dana Kay. I'm a board certified health and nutrition practitioner. I work with kiddos that have ADHD. I work with their families to help them naturally reduce those ADHD symptoms. I am in Seattle, Washington. I work with families all across the USA. I'm originally from Australia, but I've been here for almost 10 years now. Can you believe it? No, actually, more than 10 years now. Can't believe it. I also work with families in the UK. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Give me a yes in the comments if you've ever wished that you could find a supplement that worked as well as medication at reducing ADHD symptoms. That is definitely how I felt years ago when trying to help my son with ADHD. You probably have heard me tell my story, but back then, for me, every day was a challenge. It was, every day, more of the same thing. There was a refusal to follow even the most basic instructions. He had meltdowns over things that seemed just so small. There were arguments nonstop, emotional dysregulation. And it was like this. Like on this repeat cycle, day after day. It got so bad, eventually I dreaded getting out of bed every morning. I felt guilty every night when I went to sleep. And I'm wondering if any of you listening today have been in a similar situation with your child. Have you ever sort of endured an epic meltdown with the world looking on? If you can relate to anything I've said so far, just pop yes in the comments. The one thing I love about all of the families in my community that follow me on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or, is that everyone is so supportive, So I think it's really encouraging for other parents out there to know they're not alone. You're not on this island alone. And there is hope. Back then, before we learned how to reduce my son's ADHD symptoms, I was desperate for a magic pill that was going to fix our home. And I'm wondering if you guys have ever felt that as well or wished that as well. Honestly, when my son was finally diagnosed with ADHD and then he was prescribed his first medication, which was methylphenidate, I thought that we'd found it. But then, only a few weeks later, the side effects began. In fact, his side effects were so bad that he actually ended up on 3 medications at once. And only one of these were for his ADHD. The rest, and the fourth the doctor wanted to add in, were only to counteract the side effects. And, finally I sort of said, enough is enough. Medication was not working for our family. And I want to say I'm not against medication at all. There's definitely a time and place for it. But I just knew deep down that 4 strong medications in my young son, who is now 5, many of them giving him significant side effects, was not the right path for us. So for me, that's when I started researching natural strategies. But I kind of still wanted that one pill, that one supplement that was going to be a miracle cure. And it took me a really long time to realize that as long as my son's body was in a state of inflammation, and I was still feeding him foods that were causing that inflammation, and I wasn't really helping what was going on in his body. There wasn't going to be that one miracle cure or pill. And I had to start by cleaning up his diet, reducing inflammation in his body. And when I did that, alongside uh, other supplements, that's when these supplements really started to work for him. They became really super helpful. Um, uh, because I want to just give you a bit of a truth. You can't supplement your way out of a poor diet or a body riddled with inflammation. But supplementation, especially when paired with other natural strategies that really reduce that inflammation in the body, can really support the body to help our children's with ADHD thrive. So I wanted to jump on here today to let you guys know about one of my favorite supplements, not just for him, but for over the 1,300 families that I've worked with to date since I've helped him. And it's called Pro Essentials. It is a powerhouse supplement. Not only is it a probiotic, but it also has something called Zembrin and Saffron in it as well. It was out of stock for a while, but it's finally back in stock and it's better than ever. Now, if you used our original probiotic formulation, which was called Pro Thrive, I think that you'll like this one even more. So I want to talk about some of the improvements we've made. First of all, best improvement out of all of them, we've lowered the price. Yeah, I think that all of you can agree that that's a big win. Second improvement is it contains a new powerhouse ingredient called Zembrin, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about that, about what that is. It's got a new name, so it's called Pro Essentials instead of Pro Thrive. And finally, it has even more saffron than the original Pro Thrive formulation. Now, I want to talk about why I love it so much. As a lot of you may already know, I talk a lot about the gut brain connection. There is a close link between the gut and the brain. And the brain has many areas that are involved in gut function, but one of the main areas is the frontal lobe. And so the frontal lobe is responsible for things like attention, focus, executive function, planning, organizing, problem solving. And these are areas that our kids with ADHD struggle with. So, really ensuring that the gut is functioning well will ensure our children's frontal lobe will function well as well. Now, research shows that taking probiotics can help support the gut brain connection. But did you know the problem with a lot of probiotics out there or strains out there, they don't survive digestion. So, not all probiotics are considered equal, and that's why I love Pro Essentials so much. Pro Essentials survives digestion where a lot of probiotic strains don't. It actually reseeds the gut. So, like, we reseed the garden at springtime. So, rather than putting strains that go in and go out and they go away as soon as you stop the supplement, um, Pro Essentials actually reseeds the gut and allows the gut to grow what it needs. Okay, now I just want to talk about how important the microbiome is. The microbiome refers to like the community of all of those microorganisms in your gut. So mainly bacteria, also fungi, also viruses, and other microbes. Now, they live in and on the human body. The most well-known microbiome is the gut microbiome, but it can live there's all these microbiomes in our little body, all on our skin, all everywhere inside. Now, the digestive system, it plays an essential role in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and even synthesizing some vitamins. But the microbiome's impact extends far beyond digestion. Okay. I'm going a bit technical here, but feel free to ask any questions. Now, research has shown that it's closely linked to the immune system. It's closely linked to emotional well-being and cognitive function and behavioral traits often associated with ADHD. So, a balanced microbiome is crucial for maintaining good health, while an imbalanced microbiome It's often referred to as something called dysbiosis, that imbalance. It can contribute to a range of issues, including digestive problems, immune dysfunction, mental health challenges. So, simply put, a healthy microbiome can be a vital part of the strategy to naturally reduce ADHD symptoms and improve overall well-being. So, now I can imagine you might be wondering, well, what can I do to keep my microbiome healthy? Now, there are actually several genes that are involved in microbiome health. Um, I'm going to list off some names or letters. They probably won't mean much to you, but I want to just read them off and talk about what they mean. We've got GSTT1, GSTM1, GSTP1, FOOT2, SIP2R1, GC, and VDR. Okay. If you need a rewind, you can wait till we post this to the feed and you can watch this again. We will post it to the feed after this live's over. So let's discuss GST1, GSTM1, and GSTP1. These genes affect our body's ability to deal with toxins before they impact the gut. Okay, and these genes are part of the glutathione S transferase or GST family, and enzymes that are crucial in detoxifying harmful substances in the body. Okay, so they facilitate binding of glutathione, our master antioxidant in our body, to toxins, making them water soluble and easier to excrete. Now, when these genes are functioning well, the body can efficiently manage toxins before they cause inflammation or dysbiosis in the gut. And so this protects the microbiome and its critical role to our overall health. But mutations or deficiencies in these genes can compromise the body's detoxification abilities. It can lead to an accumulation of these toxins that can negatively impact the gut, okay, or negatively impact the microbiome. And this can have a cascade effect. It can contribute to imbalances that can exacerbate symptoms in conditions like ADHD. So that's the first lot of genes. The second ones are called FUT2, or the second one is called FUT2, FUT2. And this plays a significant role in the gut's ability to absorb vitamin B12 and maintain overall gut integrity. So this gene influences the production of certain proteins that help form the mucosal lining in the gut, serving as the first line of defense against pathogens like parasites and also aiding in nutrient absorption. So when it comes to vitamin B12, efficient absorption is crucial for a range of bodily functions, including cognitive performance, okay? Areas that are affected by ADHD. Now, a properly functioning FUT2 gene ensures that B12 is effectively absorbed in the intestinal tract and it is optimized. It's continuing optimizing its availability in our body for a lot of those other processes. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit complicated. This gene also impacts gut integrity by influencing the gut lining. Okay, it helps manage what substances are allowed to pass through or not pass through. So a dysfunction in the FUT2 gene could lead to compromised gut integrity, possibly resulting in something called leaky gut or other gut issues. Okay, now let's hit on the three final genes. Okay, so that's the first genes. We've got detoxification, we've got FUT2, and then we've got something called SIP2R1, GC, and VDR. Now, SIP2R1 is instrumental in converting vitamin D to its active form, making it available for various physiological processes in our body. Now, the GC gene is involved in the vitamin D transport within our bloodstream. Okay, and the VDR gene encodes the vitamin D receptor, which is responsible for utilizing the vitamin D in our body. So when these are functioning properly, it ensures adequate vitamin D levels. Okay, vitamin D is so critical in reducing inflammation, fortifying the gut lining, and helping keep away those pathogens, those parasites, or those foreign invaders. But when you've got inadequate vitamin D, it can lead to increased inflammation. It can weaken the intestinal barrier, which are particularly concerning when dealing with ADHD, as this exacerbates symptoms. Okay. Again, I know this is a bit technical, but hopefully it's making sense. Now, the main thing to keep in mind is that these mutations, if there are these mutations in these combined areas, then a person does not carry genomic factors that favor a healthy microbiome. Okay. As a result, genetics may play a part in poor gut health and poor immunity. So it's important to optimize these areas with a few natural strategies, in particular, probiotics and diet. Now, that is why I was telling you before, Pro Essentials is my absolute favorite probiotic because it supports the gut microbiome. Sometimes for some kids, taking probiotics long term is essential and even crucial, okay, for those genetic mutations, like I talked about today. These genes are fundamentally involved in detoxification, nutrient absorption, and the inflammatory response, all of which will have an impact on the gut health. Gene mutations in these areas can compromise the body's ability to maintain a balanced microbiome, handle those toxins, absorb essential nutrients like B12 and vitamin D. Okay, so you can be proactive when helping a child with ADHD. It can be a pivotal strategy in maintaining symptoms of ADHD. So, if a child has these genetic mutations like the ones we discussed today, I would definitely suggest a probiotic like Pro Essentials. Now, Pro Essentials is not actually just a probiotic. That's why I love it so much. It contains something called Zembrin, okay? It's a brand new ingredient inside Pro Essentials. It's not brand new to the marketplace, but we've included it. It is actually an extract of oh my God, I always say this wrong. Sclerotium tortuosum. That's a herb, okay? Or as Americans would say, herb. And research shows that this plant might support executive function, cognitive flexibility, stress reduction, and mood, and even exercise recovery. Better executive function, more flexibility, and improved mood for a child with ADHD. Yes, please. Okay. That's why we've included it because it's a really great herb to support kids with ADHD. And finally, this supplement also contains saffron extract. Saffron is another herb that shows incredible promise in supporting kids with ADHD. It may help alleviate symptoms like inattention, restlessness, mood fluctuations by influencing those neurotransmitters in the brain, like serotonin, which is really crucial for our mood regulation and our emotional stability. It can also influence GABA, which is a neurotransmitter that calms the nervous system. Saffron also has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, and it reduces oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain, which help with cognitive function and behavior. So saffron may support improved attention and mental clarity. Okay. A lot of benefits. The saffron in Pro Essentials, especially when paired with the spore-forming probiotics, okay, and that Zembrin can have some pretty powerful effects. Now, in one study, researchers tested the effects of saffron on 54 patients or 54 clients. They were aged 6 to 17 years old. They all had ADHD. Approximately half of them received saffron extract, while the other half received methylphenidate, which is a common prescription medication used to treat ADHD. Then they tracked ADHD symptoms at baseline, which is at the start, at week 3 and week 6. And saffron showed equal efficacy as methylphenidate. When I heard that, I was like, yes, this is amazing. It's super exciting. I wish I'd known this back in the day that there was a supplement that can have equal efficacy as a medication. And for me, that was huge. Now, as I will say, you can't supplement your way out of a poor diet or a body riddled with inflammation. You can't expect any one supplement or pill to be the be all and end all for ADHD. But seriously, if you think about this, it is amazing that these powerhouse ingredients are in this one product, and that is the reason why so many families that are trying it is saying that it's a game changer for them. Now, parents have reported calm yet focused state of mind, improved emotional regulation, improved gut brain connection, and they're getting these results without those toxic meds, without those terrible side effects. Now, if you're interested in trying Pro Essentials, you can actually just comment shop, SHOP, on this live, and we will send you the link directly to the store that has that Pro Essentials. If you've got any questions, send me a DM, comment on this live, or comment on the replay on Instagram when we post it to the feed. But that's it for today, guys. I hope this live's been helpful. I know it's a little bit technical. If you've got any questions, go ahead, pop it in the comments, but remember to comment shop, SHOP, and we will send you a link to our favorite product. That's it for today, guys. Bye for now. Take care.